Welcome back to the Hoops Outsiders podcast. I love to hear that applause. Give it to me. I like it. All day. I'm VT, you know me. I still got hanging with me that boy, Deshaun Tate. Let them hear him for you, Tate.
Yo, what up, though, man? Remember to follow on the Instagram as well as on the Twitter at Tate's Take Hoops. TATESTAKEHOOPS.
Man, and it's good vibes. I told you we were coming back to talk about some NBA. Yesterday was the first opening days of Media Day for the upcoming season. And we had a chance to listen to some of the comments made by some of the players going into the next season that have changed teams. So that was very interesting to get a chance to listen to. And what we're going to do now, we're going to play some clips from some of the players that had the Media Day press conferences yesterday. And we're just going to tell you what first thing comes to mind when we heard those clips that we're going to play. And I think it's on the right. Let's start in L.A. with that boy, Anthony Davis, and let's see what he had to say. Tate, you're going to say what you instantly thought when you hear the clip, and then I'll come right behind, okay?
Okay.
I think the front office did a great job of including, LeBron and myself in the decisions, to build this team. Every guy that is on this team, me and LeBron had to say so in, and I think that's very important. When you go on to war with guys every day, it'd be pretty weird to go to war with a guy that you don't really like. So,
AD, can you describe
that part that's supposed to play? But what do you think?
I think that's one of the biggest problems that the Lakers are going to have is including that's one of the biggest issues. They're already including way too many people in what they have going on as far as the organization. I know me and you had some disagreements on the whole Magic Johnson thing, or in agreements on some of that as well. When you start talking about Kurt Rambis and Kurt Rambis' wife and Jeannie Buss and this person, that person, Phil Jackson, there's way too many hands in the pot. Now you have an extra hand in the pot and a guy who's never even played a game in a Lakers uniform just yet, and an Anthony Davis. And I think having LeBron James being on the inside of some of the decisions made in the front office is one thing, but Anthony Davis come behind that is a whole nother thing. I don't agree with it.
All right. Well, the first thing I thought when I heard it was, man, didn't we hear LeBron James say last year after a game following playing the Magic, they asked him about Carmelo Anthony being on the team, and he was like, "That's not a question for him." Now we just heard Anthony Davis say everything was ran by him and LeBron, right? Mm-hmm. Everybody's on that team.
It sounds contradictory.
It sounds contradictory, right? So if I'm Carmelo Anthony, I'm hearing this, I'm reevaluating
who my friends are.
Exactly who my friends are when it comes to that, because we all know if you're a star player on the team, it's very essential that you pick guys that you want to play with, because ultimately the success of that team hinges on you. So, yeah, that's the first thing I thought about when it came to this comment by Anthony Davis talking about the players that's currently on the team now. So, man, and I'm sure Melo heard it too. That's the first thing I thought. So let's go to a.
Can I just throw one thing out there at you real quick before you hit the next clip?
Go ahead.
Just imagine this. This is what the NBA and what basketball in general is coming to. Carmelo Anthony can't find a job right now.
Right.
There's been some reports earlier this week. I think Jonathan Giovanni or whatever, talking about LaMelo Ball potentially being a number one pick.
Okay, that's right. I saw that.
We're about to be realistically talking about before the original Melo, where this kid probably got his name from, okay, not even being able to find a job in this league.
It is bad. I saw on Twitter that someone said when you even hear the word Melo now, you
don't even think
about Carmelo. You think about the Ball brothers.
I'm ready. I'm ready for the next clip.
All right, here's the next clip. This is from an Ignatic player who's making a second stint in LA, and he actually sounds a little bit different this time around.
Happy to be here. Happy to be back in LA.
just filled with so many emotions, but I'm just really happy and thankful to be playing for the Lakers. Happy to be here, happy to be back in LA. Just filled with so many emotions, but I'm just really happy and thankful to be playing for the Lakers.
I had to play it again for you, just so you can get a good feel for that.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you have to hear things twice for it to resonate. But do you believe this from Dwight Howard?
I do. And I'm going to tell you one of the reasons why. Because we all get older. We all get wiser. We all get smarter. Most people do anyways. And Dwight Howard, for how much crap he has caught in this league over time, people saying, he's a prima donna and, he's all about attention and this, that, and the other and whatever, what have you. I think he has definitely been humbled by some of his situations, kind of gone from being a journeyman. How many different teams? He's played in L.A. once. He's played in Houston. He's played in Orlando. He's played in Atlanta. He's played in Washington. You see what I'm saying?
I don't even count Washington. He only played 9 games, but he played in Charlotte, so that's 5 teams.
Well, in Charlotte, that's 6 or 7 at this point.
Well,
L.A.
is twice.
But most of people will remember what the dominant Dwight Howard that we, for the most part, will all remember is his days in Orlando, if I'm not mistaken. So from that standpoint, for everything that he has endured between then and now, a lot of people necessarily, has not given him, regardless of credit, but he's gotten a lot of crap because of it. People have said a lot of bad things. Now, Dwight Howard is one of those people that me personally, you met a lot of people, VT. I met a lot of people. Dwight Howard, meeting him personally, is one of the most humbling, coolest, nicest people, not just athletes, not just entertainers or people that's in front of the limelight, in front of a camera, but people that I've ever met in my life. Now, maybe he's a great salesman or something to me. I don't know. But he didn't know me from Adam, and we got to shooting the breeze, and it was super dope, super cool. I think that he means genuinely exactly what he's saying. I feel a little bad for him, knowing the person that he is now. Knowing the person he is, I feel a little bit bad for some of the crap that he's been given. I think he sincerely and genuinely means exactly what you just heard in that clip.
I don't know how to take Dwight Howard, but I do believe he's happy. Because we've seen a lot of people, especially we just talked about Melo.
He seems depressed to me in a lot of ways, man. When you listen to that clip, run the clip back. He sound kind of like when you listen, hold on, let me say something. I know, like I said, we all get older, we all get wiser. But when you listen to the Dwight Howard of old, the Lakers Dwight Howard, the Orlando Dwight Howard, the Houston Dwight Howard, and then listen to it, he seems like he's lucky to be in the position that he is because he's probably not far from being in a Carmelo Anthony situation.
Happy to be here. Happy to be back in LA. Just filled with so many emotions, but I'm just really happy and thankful to be playing for the Lakers.
He sounds like he got a frog in his throat, but outside of that, though, VT, like he seems like he's genuinely not only humbled by the opportunity, but it almost kind of sounds like I know I'm on my last leg. People don't do it to respect Dwight Howard anymore.
And sometimes the audio doesn't do justice. I did actually watch the interview that he in the press conference that he had, and he talked about balance. He talked about being happy, but at the same time being locked in and focused on the court. Because he received a lot of criticism over the years of he doesn't take the game serious. He doesn't take it serious.
Correct.
Then he also talked about.
I don't know if that's true. Do you agree with that, V?
I don't think he take it seriously.
You don't? Why?
Because 6'10", 6'11", this dude, as athletic as he is, and you telling me if he took the game really seriously, to me, he should have been, if not close to, should have been better than Shaq.
But what makes him, what about him makes you say, see, that's what I'm talking about right there. He's not taking the game seriously. What have you seen that make you say that?
Maybe because of just the smile and all
It's his persona.
Yeah,
Magic had a smile. Guys got smiles. Guys play. Nobody says anything when LeBron, when he's out there shaking, doing all the clapping and doing all the handshakes and the warm-ups and all that. But because Dwight goes out there and have a little fun and the man can't have no fun.
They get on the court and they destroy.
I'm going to tell you why.
When Dwight get on the court, you be like, dog, man, you couldn't have dunked that.
I'm going to tell you why.
Dog,
I'm going to tell you why.
I'm
going to tell you why. It's unfair, but it's because of his size. That's why he's getting the crap that he gets because he's so big. And he's not the only big. He's getting treated like he's the only big man in the league, and you're not.
But see, this is the thing about it. Magic was big, LeBron was big, and they handled their business. Not one time I would say, well, they did call him Magic Tragic Johnson at one point in his career.
Yeah, I think that was a little bit of a different situation why they called him tragic.
But them guys, for the most part, gave fans, gave their teams and their teammates everything they had on the court. And with Dwight Howard, it just seemed like he was just leaving something out there for some reason.
I want to say this.
Let me say one thing. Let me say one thing else about just maybe the smile on the court. Now he looks like he works out.
Mm-hmm.
I do believe he takes all of that serious. But is it for a different reason? I think he works out like that because Dwight Howard's almost like that AB type. They want attention. I think he works out to get his body in shape for attention. I don't think he gets his body in shape to say, you know what? When I step on that court,
I'm gonna be the most dominant.
I don't think he looks at it that way. He looks at it like, oh, I'm Dwight Howard, and then how he acts and how he talks. That's the thing that I don't get about him. But like I said, I listened to his media day press conference, and he talked about meditation he done.
Mm-hmm.
And
he got a lot of kids, bro. He got about 8, 9 of them. So yeah, you're gonna need some meditation.
And he just talked about the meditation part. I think a lot of it too, him getting the hell out of Memphis.
Yeah.
You see what's going on with Iggy right now. He's not even reporting the training camp. Iggy's like, man, there's no way I'm going to Memphis.
Of course not. I don't know nobody that want to go to Memphis voluntarily, and they're not even in the NBA. But outside of the job that Penny Hardaway is doing out there. But regardless of that, I definitely want to preface this by saying that I think that people don't feel the way that they feel about Dwight Howard because he's not what they want him to be. I think that people don't care for Dwight Howard because they feel that of all the people that were blessed with that kind of athleticism, with that kind of size, with the ability to do some of the things that we've seen him do, he's not maximizing his talents. And it kind of sounds like us as a people, whether it's media, whether it's fans or whatever, what have you, are the people that say, man, perfect example, I'm 5'10". The perfect example, man, I couldn't be just a couple more inches, and I would have been a beast. A little bit more of this, a little bit more of that. But you learn that it ain't as easy as you think it is when you get to that point. Me and Dwight Howard had a private conversation, and he told me something I never really thought about. He said, when I was coming up in the game, and I might have shared this with you, I don't know. But Dwight Howard told me, he said, Tate, man, when I was coming up in the game, I was trained, I was brought up, I was raised to play big. When you get put down there, you're going to be playing with the biggest and the best of the bigs that this game has to offer. You got to be physical. You got to rebound. You got to block shots. You got to dunk hard. You got to do all of these things. But in the middle of his career, the game changed in the NBA. Now you got to run out there at three-point shooters. Now you got to get out there on the perimeter where you got screens and rolls and backdoor. You got so many different elements of the game where big men stretch fours. Guys are doing, the game is expanding to such in the middle of his career. He was not raised to have to do any of that. He was not raised to have to run out at people, go nowhere near the perimeter. You're going to bang. That's what we're going to do. So we're going to build your body. That's why you see the body that he has. Big upper body, small lower body like he done did prison time.
But the body just looks slender now. Like,
well,
to me, he don't have that wide shoulder like he used to have. Like, I don't like this tall pencil stick Dwight Howard with the cut up muscles. Anybody can have muscles if you want to weigh 20 pounds. That's how he looks to me. He looks slim and trim.
But
that doesn't look strong to me.
But guess what? That's today's NBA.
It is.
Go back and look at some of the way that these guys. First of all, a lot of the average age in the NBA right now is probably, and I don't even know this, But if I'm just taking a guess, what would you say? Probably about 23 or 24 or something up in that range. Maybe 24, probably not a 25. But if you look at it back in the day, I swear all them cats looked about 30, at least 30, close to 40.
They did.
But their bodies were so much more developed. And again, guys weren't just running out there pretty much right after high school or doing a semester in college or whatever the case may be. But when you start looking at these guys, Dominique Wilkins told me this a few years ago at the media days for the Atlanta Hawks.